hang about.
Hello, Callum Gallagher, Crashing In podcast, and today I am with Smokin Eskimo. You want to say hello?
How you doing, Callum? All right, pal? Yeah. Hi.
No, it's alright.
Alright.
So, do you want to say your names and what you play in the band for people that don't know?
I'm Chris. I sing and play the guitar.
I'm Jacob, the drummer. Back in
I'm in charge 4 of us here.
Yeah.
Connor, the harmonica player, and Jim on the bass. But I couldn't be here, so it's just 2 of us tonight. Yeah.
So, how have you been coping through the pandemic and all that?
Just been big. Well, we're still trying to cope, really, have we? But now just a lot of alone time with the guitar, to be honest. There's been a lot of songs born like through, our latest material. It's all come through lockdown, really. Just little ideas, and we've been managed to get together and practice again. All these ideas have just sort of happened, and it's where the new ideas for songs have all come from, really. Just isolating and being alone. And
What was that like, isolating?
not too bad. But recently, I had to isolate recently because of COVID. But again, just isolate with the guitars and fucking write some songs. So it was alright, man.
Yeah. So, have you been doing much recently, like gig-wise and that?
We have just lately, the last 2 months, it's been brilliant, man. Like, it's been the best I think it's been since the start of the band, Jake?
We've had loads of gigs. Bridge Fest we did a few weeks ago. It's one of the best gigs we've ever done. That was the private festival thing in the Peak District.
Yeah.
It was like being in a different world. It was like, I imagine it's what early Woodstock would have been like. That's the vibe I had in my head.
Not as many people, but
Early days, similar vibe sort of thing. That's
But we haven't got loads, man. We've had, probably 5 or 6 gigs, really. The last couple of months, we've been on a couple of radio stations as well, so there's a lot happened, really. Considering nothing's happened, it's gone from that to, it's been
pandemic sort of helped with that a bit, because coming out of it, everyone's bored of sitting inside and doing nothing. Everyone wants bands to play, all of a sudden, everything's sparking back into life, so there's always stuff happening, which is good.
I think the most recent gig I saw, it was the Actress and Bishop when you was it supporting Oscar?
I was supporting Oscar, the local band,
That was a good gig, that was.
It was a good gig, That was towards the start of these gigs that we've had, like. It's a great gig, man, to be honest.
It's mad. That was like my first gig of the year as well, going to.
Was, for a lot of people, it was good to see everyone out enjoying themselves, like, and
How long was that?
Bands.
How long was that now? It was a month ago, wasn't it?
Yeah,
a couple of months.
Yeah.
Let's talk about from the beginning of like your career as like a band musician and all that.
Start of the band.
Well, I was gonna ask before, like the start of the band, like how did you all get into music? Like, who was it that got you into music?
Well, me personally, that's a very good question. I don't know who got. I think it's just something I stumbled upon. There's a few people who have kind of inspired me along the way, friends and family friends and stuff. And as I've discovered it, the more bands I delve into, the more things I get inspired by, and I like listening to. I listen to all sorts of music, all different genres. So I'm always looking for something to listen to. You know what I mean? Whether it's jazz or whether it's reggae or anything like.
What about you, mate?
It's sort of the same thing, I suppose. Obviously, him being a lot older than me, wink wink.
Not that older.
9.5 years, it's quite a lot. Obviously, growing up, watching him learn the guitar and that, playing in bands, it sort of seemed like a good idea.
Yeah.
So I did try to learn the guitar and I couldn't do it at the time. I've managed now sort of, but
Yeah.
Always watching the drummer in his old band.
Yeah.
I always found that quite hypnotic. So that sort of just stemmed from there, really. So I started playing anyway.
So was that your like first instrument guitar then? Like you learned?
Mine, yeah.
Yeah.
It's my main guitar, main instrument. Yeah, it's the one thing I've stuck at. Like.
Yeah. What about you? What was your first instrument?
Drums was the first one I learned properly. Yeah.
And you've just been doing that ever since, like.
Well, yeah. I played bass in a band for a while. He's played bass in a band as well. So sort of dabbled, but this is where we've ended up.
Bass, guitar, I play a bit of harmonica, but I leave that to Connor these days. He's the main man on that thing, look.
Yeah. I think one of the things.
Professionals in.
Yeah. I think the first time seeing you live was at that Atchison Bishop gig. Yeah. And it was just nice to see a harmonica player in the band.
It's like USP, man.
Yeah.
It's a USP.
It's very rare, like.
I mean, that was only his second gig with us, I think, was it?
Second or third. He hadn't played many before that.
Yeah. I think he played a gig with us in Birmingham.
Oh, Castle Falcon.
He played that. That was his first gig with us. The first time he's played in a band, like, and he's stuck to it really well, Connor.
Good harmonica player as well.
He's a great lad.
Really good.
Yeah. I mean, he hasn't been playing that long, really. He's probably 34 years, and he's a good player, man.
So when did you start like writing your own music and that?
I started writing songs when I was about 17, 18, 19ish, probably about so I've been writing songs for years, man. Like, started off quite just acoustic. That's how all the songs come about in the early days. Just me on an acoustic, sitting in my bedroom writing songs. So some of the early songs of Smokin Eskimo, they've come from some things I wrote years ago when I was
a teenager.
Yeah, when I was a teenager. And then, so the band's been going 5 years now. So all the early songs come from that sort of thing. But lately, the songs we've come out with have come from sort of jamming in a practice room. Three of us or the four of us. It might start with a bass line from Jim, and then we just build on top of it. Jake comes out with something on the drums, and we just sort of build it in layers and just jam and see what happens. That's where the latest materials come from, rather than just me songwriting with the guitar. It's just spontaneous, I think, at the minute, really.
Would you say like your early writings like developed and changed over the years, like?
Style of songwriting.
What was the style you started off with?
I started off just picking up a guitar, just an acoustic guitar, sitting on the edge of my bed, thinking of a few lyrics to a chord progression. And
more music based now, I think.
Yeah, it is. More like thinking about the bass line, then what kind of beat we're going to use, what drum beat we're going to use.
Whereas before it was just converting an acoustic song and adding drums and bass. Which like works, obviously. But it's totally different.
Putting a song together as a band, but now it's like we just jam until something sounds good, and we just go, all right, we'll stick at that and work on it, put some lyrics to it. And, it's more of a jamming sort of band these days, I think. Coming out with new material anyway, we've always got ideas, I've always got lyrics and a couple of chord progressions, and Jim's usually got a bass line or two that he's been messing around with, and we just jam and see what happens.
So with your songwriting that and your music, who would you say inspired you the most?
The person to inspire me the most as a guitarist is probably Jimi Hendrix. There's been a lot, to be honest, a lot of old blues guitarists. I mean, I could name a few, but if I had to name one, Jimi Hendrix is probably the dude that I look up to as a guitarist. Songwriting, there's thousands of bands, man.
To be honest, I could tell that because I could kind of get that vibe, that bluesy vibe. I started off 2 songs, the blues songs. On before we started talking, Little Walter, and Sonny Boy Williamson. I thought it would kind of fit in with the theme of your music.
All that old blues stuff. I mean, we ain't exactly a blues band, but we
have that sound.
Very, very inspired by it, musically.
So, what were you drumming? Who would inspire you the most?
They weren't the first band I was into, but probably the Arctic Monkeys. That was when I sort of properly got interested in drumming. Towards like the end of secondary school. Matt Elders, he was the next level. Those early albums, and that's what properly got me into drumming and got me to take it more seriously. But other than that, man, I really like the jam with Buckler. He's
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah,
just
yeah.
straightforward,
Definitely.
but it always really works well.
Mm.
That sort of stuff, man. That's what I'm into. Anything, man.
Yeah.
Any sort of stuff.
So now I'm gonna play a song. So have you got any song? What song would you like me to play on the show?
It's got to be nature, isn't it?
Nature.
One of ours, or do you want us to pick
One
a
of yours,
tune?
It's got to be
whatever.
one of that. It's about nature,
Let's
isn't it?
play Nature then, yeah, our latest tune. Let's do that one, yeah.
Alright, that was the track Nature by Smokin Eskimo. So, what was it like recording that track?
Recording that track was a nightmare, to be honest. I think we're all quite proud of it now that it's done. Like,
Yeah.
but, it was a song that really evolved over a number of months, really, from just practicing. Like, and it was just a song we just we just jammed out like, and it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
different every time.
Yeah.
But we liked the tune, and it was like, we've got to record this. But so because it's different every time, it's one of them you can't just rehearse like it's so. But we got there in the end, like we sort of recorded it more of a live kind of way and pieced it together like.
It was a big step up from the last tune, because the one we did before, Dynamite, our first proper single, was literally just, we all knew exactly what we were doing. 3 of us, we were done in about a couple of hours.
That song is quite
It was simple, it was no problem, so that was a massive step up.
It's always a bit different. Playing it live, it's always different. But
It's got like a bit of a psychedelic element to the track.
yeah,
like,
that's what we was going for. I think,
it's like
Getting lost in nature.
yeah, that's what I loved about it. Like, because I remember, I think I played that track before on like a little psychedelic show I'd done, and it really worked well, to be honest. And it's a class track, to be honest. I love it. I do. I love anything along the lines of blues and like psychedelic sounding, and I could hear that, and I think like there's not many bands that have those sounds, because most bands kind of had that jingle jangly sound, you know, basic indie sound.
Yeah, I think that's where our sound kind of comes from. I mean, me as a guitarist, I've always been quite blues orientated, like, and a bit down that road. Jag's obviously, like, you know, had the influences he's had. So it just kind of comes together, really. Like.
Who started you on blues?
That's a good question, man. Like, I mean, you can go back as far as the 30s and the 20s and stuff, you know what I mean?
Oh, Robert Johnson.
Robert Johnson, you know what I mean? I've listened to all that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? And it's proper raw blues, it's, you know, you got that, and then you got the Jimi Hendrix side of things, you know, a bit more modern blues, a bit more rocky blues, heavy blues. I love it all, man. It's just that sound, that guitar.
From Robert Johnson to Rolling Stones.
It's just that bluesy sort of vibe. It just gets in your bones, man.
Something about
like,
it. Oh, it's quite. I always thought it was quite sexy sounding music, to be honest.
Yeah,
like,
it's cool, man. It's groovy, like.
It is. Like,
that's what.
I don't know. It's the voices as well. They all have amazing voices, don't they?
Yeah.
Like,
there's a lot of passion going into them songs. You know, the early blues tunes. There's a lot going into it, man, and it's infectious. Like.
I have to say, the only blues artist I don't like is probably Eric Clapton.
Eric Clapton? No, I like him.
I don't know. I feel like. I don't know.
I suppose he's a bit of a remake of that old stuff. I don't understand that, but he's still a wicked player, like. But yeah, I get what you're saying. I suppose
he's the only person I can get into. Like, I like Cream, but then, and I like the Yardbirds.
Yeah.
But then I just can't get into his solo stuff. I don't know what it is, to be honest.
I mean, it's more impressive than he's on there. I think he's kind of playing. It's like you watch him playing. It's like he's unbelievable.
Oh, he's a good guitarist, man.
But yeah.
But now let's get back to the subject of the band. So how did you all meet? Like, your brothers, ain't you?
Yeah.
So like, obviously you know each other through that.
I'm stuck with
him. So like, how did you meet the other members of the band?
Well, Jim, we met through Jack Fletcher Band, if you've heard of them.
Oh yeah. I had them on as well.
I think you was at one of their gigs, were you? We just separated from our previous bass player, Adam.
Yeah, the first guy we played with, Adam,
he was with us a couple of years.
He went to concentrate on another band, so he left after a couple of, I don't know, probably a year and a half or 2 years. The band starting, and then obviously we was left with just the two of us again. And I went to watch the Jack Fletcher Band in Birmingham one night, and I seen, after the show, like, I seen Henry, the bass player, at the bar, like, and I was talking to him, and I said, do you know any bass players? And he was like, yeah, I do actually, I know Jim, this lad. So I had his phone number, and we just ended up meeting up down Splinter Studios in Wednesbury.
Yeah.
And he was a very natural player, Jim. He just kind of told him what key it was in, and he kind of played along quite naturally. So man, it's great to find Jim, to be honest.
How about the harmonica player?
Connor? We've known Connor years.
We've known him years before he started playing. It was our dad's mate. How does it work?
Yeah, well, it's all kind of family friends. We've known him for years, but like Connor's, he picked up the harmonica, I don't know, 5 years ago-ish, and then he moved to China. Yeah. And he was living there for a year or so, I think, and then he come back as COVID started, and obviously, you know, I saw him after lockdown and stuff, and he'd got, you know, pretty good on the harmonica, and I was like, man, you've got to come and have a jam with us. you know, we got all these kind of bluesy inspired tunes that,
Mm.
and I just knew it'd fit in, like,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you know, as soon as
Oh, it's definitely the
as soon as
harmonica.
he
Yeah.
practiced with us, it was like, yeah, it sounds good. It's yeah.
And he's only progressed, man. Since his first practice, you can see he's improved. He was
Yeah,
proper
he's
nervous
comfortable.
at the start.
He's
Yeah.
comfortable with playing in the band now. It's something he's
Mm.
never done, but he'd only played on his own before.
Mm.
So jumping in with the band's new to him, but he stuck to it well. Like,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's helped us out as a band. You know, our sound has got a lot bigger.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, it's somewhere else going on stage rather than just the three of us.
Yeah.
It's a nice little touch, man.
Yeah, it's like in some bands, like if you get a sax player and that, it's a different instrument because it's all usually it's just
Something a
all
bit unique.
strings.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, whose decision was it to form a band? And what made you? What motivated you?
It was always going to happen, I think, because I already had a handful of songs written from when I was a bit younger. I went to live in Australia for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I got back in 2016, was it? And I had songs anyway, so I kind of knew I wanted to start a band at some point. And me and Jake had never really played together before, but when I got back, we went around Jeff's, a friend of ours, like, and had a little jam, like, and Jake was good on the drums. I was like, I've never seen that before, like, you know what I mean? Where's this come from? So I think it was always going to happen, really. It just naturally happened. The two of us, you know, I had songs, playing guitar, Jake could play the drums. It's like, well, we need a bass player now. That's the minimum we need to start somewhere off. We met Adam, and then he left, and we met Jim, and things have progressed from there. We had another guitarist, a guy called Chris, who we still talk to. He played with us for a bit as a second guitarist. So we've experimented with a couple of people, but it's always been a core three-piece, like just me, Jake and Jim, guitar, bass, drums. And, you know, occasionally we might experiment with a second guitarist, and obviously Connor's come in and, you know, changed the sound quite a bit, you know, with his harmonica playing.
So, let's talk about the name Smokin Eskimo. So how did that?
Which version do you want?
I don't know any version. So how did you come up with that name and why?
We
Smokin
never
Eskimo?
come up with it.
We never come up with it. No, it was a mate of his who he was in a band with wanted to call the band Smokin Eskimo, and I don't think he ever really told you why.
No, he's passed away now, bless him, Rob. But I used to play in a band with him and his two brothers, Jeff and Kev. But I think it was during the winter time. He lived with his missus, and she used to go on the balcony for the fag.
Sorry.
Is it gone off?
I forget every time I record with a band. I always forget to mute my
phone.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. Sorry. Continue.
We carry on.
Yeah.
To say, Robbo was in the band with. It was his idea. He just liked the name Smokin Eskimo.
Yeah.
The band, like, I think his missus used to smoke a cigarette on the balcony during the winter. And I think she probably had a parker on or whatever. And he used to call him a Smokin Eskimo, like, and he said it was a good name for the band.
It's good. I think it's a really catchy name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he passed away anyway, and when we was looking for a band name, it was just had to be Smokin Eskimo, you know what I mean? Just
He'd already written the song. We've got a song called
Yeah.
Smokin Eskimo.
Oh, I know,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
about him.
Yeah. Oh, really?
that's
Oh,
about
really?
Rob, yeah.
Oh, blimey.
If you listen to the lyrics, it sort of makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
So we just sort of went with the song.
Is Smokin Eskimo on Spotify? I heard it
Yeah,
live.
we're on Spotify.
Is that track
sorry,
though?
the track.
Smokin Eskimo.
No, I don't think
No,
the track is. I don't think we've ever recorded it properly.
No,
no,
no.
there is one on YouTube. There's a version of it on
Oh,
YouTube.
is there?
There's an old
really
recording
old
on
recording.
YouTube. But,
Yeah.
I don't think we've got a recent version
No,
of
we
that
ain't.
tune, to
No.
be fair.
Would you plan on recording that?
Yeah.
at some
I think
point?
it's on the list. It's one. A lot of people we know have always said like it's one that they enjoy more than most. Like maybe because of the meaning behind it. I don't know, but it is one we need to record. Right? Definitely.
So as we're on the subject of recording, what was it like recording your first ever track?
First ever track.
What do you mean by first?
Well, as a
ever
band,
track?
Like your
Smokin
first
Eskimo.
track together, like as a band.
Well, we just did some live recording.
Yeah.
Well, the first ones was in Splinter, were they?
Oh, sorry, there
Splinter
was, yeah. There was down
That was
Splinter,
when we
yeah.
did Smokin Eskimo.
When we
It
was
was back right in
with
the
the
early
old
days.
bass player
Still
Adam,
had
yeah.
them
So
then.
we've got a handful of recordings from them days, which was probably 4 or 5 years ago now.
Yeah.
Like, and
Is that how long you've been together as a band? Like, Smokin
about
Eskimo?
5 years,
5
yeah.
years.
I was about 16, so
Oh,
it's been 5
blimey.
years. Was it?
God.
But then
And,
we recorded, there's an album on Spotify, which we did live
Oh, really?
at Mushroom in
Yeah,
Birmingham.
you know the one with the van on the front?
Oh, yeah.
There's 8 tracks in it, I think.
So
We just went in, he plugged everything in, we just played it live.
Yeah, yeah.
kind of
Oh,
mixed
cool,
it
man.
together. At
That
the
was
end.
because we sort of rushed to get a CD.
Yeah,
we
we
wanted,
never had
a
any-
load of tracks.
yeah.
Is it still on Spotify now?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, all
is it
them
on a
tracks.
different account or
No,
something?
no.
Oh, is it? I looked at your account the other day on Spotify. I don't remember seeing that.
No,
But-
there's a little EP, 8 tracks, and then there's Dynamite, and then Nature.
Mm.
Dynamite was the first song we did properly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like when Jim's joined the band.
Yeah. That was with Ryan, it's RML,
Yeah.
Wolverhampton.
I might play some of that on the show, like later
The old
on.
stuff.
Yeah, some of the old.
Definitely,
Well, if you
yeah.
want me to, yeah.
Yeah, but that's all with Jim as well. But that's the first recordings we put out as a band with Jim, like.
But what was it like releasing it? Like being like your
it
first ever
felt great.
recording?
But it was great, yeah.
Yeah.
We put it out on the CD and we was just
we had
chucking them
CDs.
out everywhere.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Like, was it on Spotify at the time or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
we
nice.
went straight on Spotify, but
Yeah.
we sort of went for the old school approach as well.
Mm.
Have a CD.
It's kind of better that way.
It's easier. Like if you
Yeah.
say to someone, "Oh, we're on Spotify," that's the last they ever hear. If they've got a CD,
Yeah, they might listen at some stage.
It's happened to a few
You can
chaps
just
at
give it
work.
them.
A few people at work, I've gone, yeah, listen to us on Spotify, and you hear nothing of it. And you give them a CD, the next day they've stuck it on in the car on the way home.
Yeah.
So they've actually listened to it that way.
What's your thought on the whole streaming Spotify and that as a band? Like,
I don't know, I've got used to it, I suppose. It ain't going to change, is it?
No.
I mean, I don't think CDs are going to come back or cassettes or anything. I
CDs,
used to prefer
cassettes.
CDs, to be honest. I'm
Yeah.
old school, you know.
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
I can,
It gets it out there easier.
I'm a
It's a lot
vinyl
better
guy.
for that.
yeah, I
like-
like to physically own something.
Yeah,
I don't
I
get
do.
it, but I don't know, you just sort of move with
It's
the
the
times, don't you? Like,
modern
I mean,
society.
saying
I'll-
that,
I'll never have a CD again. Never.
I wouldn't
I've
have a
still
CD
got
again.
loads, man. I've got loads of CDs.
same,
but
yeah.
It's like, the thing is, even with new vehicles, you get a new van or something, there ain't even a CD player in anymore. It's like,
Aux
you got a thing
lead.
to plug your phone in, yeah. So
I
it's
do
like,
prefer that though, for some reason. Because
Yeah.
when you're in the car fussing about with CDs and that, it's just
Yeah.
and they get all over
It's
the place.
Bluetooth, man. As soon as you sit in your
Yeah.
car, your phone's already connected. It plays on
I
its
don't
own. You
miss
don't have to touch
CDs
it.
and stuff like that, to be honest. But yeah,
But-
it's just the world you live in now. You have to
Yeah.
get used to it, I suppose.
But what's your thought on vinyl? Would you like your stuff ever on vinyl?
Yeah, I would. To be honest.
I'm maybe too young to remember vinyl.
Well, so am I. But it's
It's coming back big
that's what
time.
I'm saying.
I've always,
It's a-
I've always been sort of not against it, but I've just never been arsed with it personally. I mean, I love the idea of it, but I am too lazy when it comes to that sort of things. I'm
Yeah,
like, it's on
I
my
get
phone.
what you
What's the
mean.
No, I
point?
like it. I like the artwork and that, you know what I
Yeah,
mean. Looking at the
yeah.
back and
It's
like seeing what tracks are
Oh,
on there and how
yeah.
long, you know.
The,
I like
the
record
collector
shopping
side,
as well.
yeah, I suppose would enjoy it more nowadays. Like it's a collection more than
Yeah,
anything
yeah,
now,
yeah.
isn't it?
But I feel like it can be more fun in some ways
Yeah.
because it's socialising with people who
I
have
get
the
that.
same keen interest
I
in
mean, if
music.
there's a market for it and people still, you know, then I'd love to put a vinyl out
Yeah.
there at some stage, yeah. I mean, at some stage down the line, yeah, I'd say, yeah, why not, man, yeah.
But it's like also record shopping. I don't know if you ever do you get records and that like.
Me, no, I ain't got a record player.
Like-
I was just always CDs.
Yeah,
I think once I stopped using CDs, that was it.
That
I
was
just
it.
went to.
With
you know,
me, I like record shopping
Yeah.
because you're like there for ages.
if I had a record
Yeah,
player, I
I-
probably
I
would,
could-
to be honest.
Yeah,
I could see that being enjoyable. To be fair, like.
yeah,
Yeah, having a flick through all the.
yeah. It's something about it. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like it's also it's an excuse to go out. You know, like
Yeah.
Yeah,
ah,
that's fair.
because it's like with me. I don't online shop and that, and I
Mm.
like to go out and physically shop.
Yeah. Well, it's good on you, man, for keeping it going.
Yeah,
like,
man,
it's-
yeah.
The world needs people like you, man.
yeah. But also, it's a good way of discovering music as well.
Yeah.
Same with CDs and that, like,
Yeah,
just because you might see a band and look at the cover and think, oh, I like the look of that, and even if you don't know the band, that's
Yeah.
how I'm.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
something catches your eye. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, what's this? I wonder
Yeah.
what this band are like. So, yeah.
So, let's talk about your first ever gig you performed together as a band.
the first gig we ever had as a band was in Splinter Studios in Wednesbury. They had a Black Country celebration day in the upstairs hall
Yeah,
in
it's a
their,
big-
in their studio. It's a big hall with a stage and
Big room
everything.
upstairs,
It's a really
yeah.
good gig spot, like. But that was when we still had Adam, the old bass player. This was like 5-6 years ago, proper early days. But I'm just trying to think when the first gig with Jim was, and we think it might have been in a pub,
It's probably a local
Pheasant
pub.
in Wensfield.
Yeah.
We think it might have been
Must have
there.
been that one, yeah. Either that or.
Was that my nan's birthday? Was that?
God, no,
Was
it
that
must
Nan's
have been-
birthday?
It was one of them anyway.
Yeah.
But it,
We
or
think
it might
that's
have been
what
one of the venues in Birmingham, one of the music venues.
Yeah.
The Actress and Bishop, maybe. We've played there loads of times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Great
we've had a
venue.
few there.
Could've been
Or
there.
it could have been Sunflower.
Yeah, that's another good
Birmingham.
venue as well. Like,
That's where the next gig is, by the way.
oh, is it? Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
want to talk about that whilst we're on the
25th
subject?
of September, get your
Yeah.
tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's
on
come out of the
Facebook.
blue, to be honest.
Mm.
But we've been
What's
asked to
the
play
date
this
now?
gig. It's the 16th of September.
All right, so
today.
this will be all right. No, because it'd be on the radio Sunday, so
Okay.
Good
Oh,
time,
this
yeah.
Sunday, there you go.
Yeah.
Saturday.
So,
Come
yeah.
down, Sunflower Lounge, Birmingham.
Yeah, it's come out of the blue, but yeah, we've been asked to play this gig. We've got a band called Finding Bella and Watermark supporting us.
Mm.
So, yeah, looking
It's going to be
forward to it, man.
interesting.
Yeah.
First
It's a
proper
bit-
headline gig.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit short
Oh,
notice,
that's
but we're
exciting.
just going to play, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
man.
we've
Hope for the best. Hope there's a fair few there.
Where can you get tickets from? Like,
Just jump on our Facebook, Smokin Eskimo. There's links on there. Uncover, and the promoter's putting it on. Or just on the
Yeah.
Sunflower page. The links will be on there everywhere. Or just message us if
Yeah.
you're struggling to find it. We'll help
yeah,
you
or
out.
if it's a spontaneous thing, just turn up on the door. I mean,
yeah, I'm one of those people.
yeah. So just if you fancy it, just come down, man.
Yeah, I probably might do that.
Yeah.
But
Get you a man, VIP treatment.
so back on the subject of your first ever gig, what was like your nerves and that like before like performing? Like, was you like shitting yourself or?
For our first gig, I mean, I was alright because I think I used to get nervous when I played in bands when I was a bit younger.
Yeah,
when I
yeah,
was
yeah.
like a bit like teenager,
Yeah.
early 20s, like. But for this band, I think I've sort of got over that sort of thing. I just get excited before gigs now.
Oh
like.
yeah,
I went through my nervous stage at college, doing college gigs. Because
Yeah.
back then, it weren't very good. Whereas with us, I'm always like, I know we're all right. No one's going to boo us. So,
So, yeah, you don't need
Well,
to
we
worry.
don't know. We might do, like.
Nah. I'm sure you.
at college, it was always panic stations.
Yeah.
So, what's going to happen? Who's going to fall over and break the guitar? What's going to happen here?
For me, yeah, it'd be like the nerves of slipping up on a guitar or something like that. Just
Yeah.
like, yeah.
But I got over it then. So,
Yeah, it's, I suppose it's in the back of your minds when you haven't
Nice
really
just
played many
excitement.
gigs, but once
Yeah.
you've done a fair few, it's just like
it was like Connor in
driving a
his
car,
first
I
gig.
suppose. Yeah,
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
try and enjoy
Connor's first
yourself
gig.
and
Yeah,
enjoy
yeah.
the moments
Yeah.
of being up there, man, and just doing it.
So, how many years have you been doing gigs for, and how many gigs you reckon you've done now? Like,
There's a
Good
band.
question, man.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know.
God, I really don't know.
catching you out.
Quite a few. You could have asked us this one in advance.
Really tough
Next
question,
time
yeah.
I'll interview a band, I might have to message you.
just this one in particular. Honestly, I don't know, man. It's been too long.
We've probably had at least 50.
yeah, I'd say
I
more
would
than that.
say. A lot of them have been like gigs, local pubs, like.
Yeah.
But,
most of them in Birmingham.
Yeah.
3 promoters, because obviously Birmingham's got quite a few venues.
Mm.
Done a few in Wolverhampton.
Yeah.
Hereford's the first.
Hereford, yeah, that was a random little gig we had.
Yeah, played in
Yeah.
Hereford, and then the one in the Peak District the other weekend. That's the furthest we've
Yeah,
been.
Bewdley,
either way.
which is quite local, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Have you always just done local gigs? Have you been anywhere
Yeah, well,
else?
we're trying to expand a bit, really. We're currently looking to get more gigs and get ourselves out there, like, you know,
Yeah.
wherever it might be. I mean, I'd travel anywhere to
Yeah,
play a
yeah.
gig, to be honest. If someone wants us to play, I'll happily go and play. So, but yeah, up to now, it's pretty much been
Local.
local-ish gigs, yeah, Birmingham, Wolverhampton, and the surrounding areas, like.
Where would you say you're most popular, like, with gigs?
In my nan's house. My nan loves us.
Yeah, it's got to be Birmingham, mate. Like,
Yeah,
it's where
Birmingham,
we've always
Wolverhampton.
plays, and yeah.
Birmingham's good for the local scene, like,
Yeah.
when it comes to music.
Oh,
In
that's
Wolverhampton,
it.
we could probably bring more of a crowd, because obviously that's where we're
It's
from.
where you're
It's where we
from,
know
isn't
more
it?
people,
Yeah.
but there's not as many places in Wolverhampton to have a gig, which is a shame.
which is yeah.
There's the New Hampton, they have a few gigs on, and the what's it called? That's where is it called now? That's shut. Slide Rooms.
Slide rooms,
yeah,
yeah,
that's-
yeah.
that's still
venue's
shut.
Yeah, we still haven't played there. We've only played one gig in Wolverhampton, to be honest.
Oh, where was that? Like,
The George Wallace, just
Oh,
a
George
pub
Wallace,
uptown,
Yeah,
yeah.
my mate works
It's
there.
alright,
So he loves
yeah.
a gig, like.
it's all right.
Yeah, in 5 years, we've only played one
Is there a stage
gig
there,
in our
like?
local town. Like.
There's a raised area.
A raised area.
Yeah.
Move all the tables out of the way. They never usually have live music on. Like.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
only because I hear the bloke.
I'm
like,
trying to
so-
picture the George Wallace.
Yeah.
I'm being in there the other day.
We-
It's
we
like
all-
the-
we were there
Used to be the
experiments.
Little
Yeah.
We were there
It's by,
experiments.
it's literally where I
Opposite the
work.
Gifford.
Yeah. I work
Oh,
just
yeah,
up
it
the
is,
road
right,
from
yeah,
there,
it
don't
is,
I? Yeah, we can go in there.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
But no, that's all right. I never heard of a gig in there. When was that?
No,
It was about a month
About
ago.
a month ago, yeah.
As I say, we were there like experiments. Like they never usually do it.
I blind
And I
me.
thought since then I was like, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
They loved it, to be fair.
Yeah.
It was nice. Good
They
night,
should
love.
do stuff like that more often.
It was a
Like,
charity
yeah.
gig as well.
Oh,
so
was
they
it?
made a load of money for
But
charity.
it was
Oh.
only just after things had opened up, you know, the restrictions and all that.
yeah. It's just nice. Like, also another place where I noticed they've done like gigs, like free gigs and that. You know the Clarendon.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like the upstairs and brilliant.
Yeah.
And that's
I've
nice.
never actually
nice.
been up there, but I've heard about it. Yeah.
I don't know if that's like worth asking. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. No, not in the
as a-
upstairs.
Oh, in the
Yeah.
Clarendon. I've been in Clarendon loads, but
what
not
I'm
upstairs. I know there's a room up there,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's just we might
I
look into
don't know
it.
if that's worth asking because I don't know if you heard of the band Methods.
I've heard.
Yeah. Paperboys and Methods done a gig there, and it was really good, man. It was
Yeah.
nice. It's quite a big upstairs as well, like so you can fit a load of people in. And it's great, man.
Yeah, we're always looking to get gigs and thinking of things to get going, like so.
Yeah. So, what is it you love most about gigs?
Playing to new people,
I just love,
I'd say.
showing people what
Yeah.
I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Like,
I
love
you know,
playing to
I
people who
enjoy
know us.
playing guitar when I'm on my own, to be honest.
Yeah.
I please myself with it, like so. If I could see someone with a smile on their face watching me do it, you know what I mean? It's
good, man,
It's a
yeah.
great feeling. Like,
Yeah, I know.
all round thing, you know. Everyone's a winner with that. Like,
So let's talk about. Have you got any rock and roll stories from gigs and that? Like you can talk about.
I mean, every gig's a rock and roll story, man. I mean, what's the? But I mean, stories in particular. I don't know if you've got any ones in particular, but yeah, it's just all a bit of an adventure, really. Like,
Yeah.
anything could happen. We always bump into mad people. We always end
Oh,
up.
we've had a load of mad
We always
characters.
end up partying till what time in the morning? We just
yeah.
we just go with the flow. Like we like a good time. Put it that way.
Yeah.
As soon as the gig's done and the gear's away, that's it.
Jim got abducted by some hippies the one time at a festival in Upton.
Oh, me on him. It was me on him.
No, you did as well.
You went back and went to sleep, and Pat and
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
did. Me and Jim
Yeah.
sat round this campfire with these hippies in their caravan.
Blimey.
We had a little fire going. We were there for hours and hours. We was there.
Jim kept disappearing, man, and like towards the end of this festival, if Jim was gone, you know where he was. He'd been abducted by hippies
you go
again.
down to that
They
caravan.
took him
he's
in
there.
like their own pet or something, like a dog, and just look after him, and then he'd come back every now and then.
That's not bad.
That's Upton. I don't know if you've ever been to that Upton Blues Festival. That's
No, that
a
sounds
really,
good, man.
really good weekend. It's in the town,
yeah.
which is what's good. There's a little camping field the other side of the river. You cross the bridge into the main town. There's a stage right on the river.
Yeah.
And there's one at the top end by the rugby club. It's like the whole town is a big festival,
Blimey.
and it's really good.
I
I'd recommend
We
that.
just got a little slot on
Like
the
blues and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
blues.
yeah.
Well, there's all sorts nowadays, but it's called
Lot of-
blues.
lot of-
There's a lot of blues, like don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but it's branching
all
out now.
aspects of blues, really. But we got a little slot playing on the campsite. There's a little stage there on the campsite, which is right next to where the town is. Like,
Yeah.
so that's where we had a slot there a couple of years ago before COVID hit. Like,
Yeah, it's been cancelled the last 2 years. It's not on this
yeah,
year.
but
Is
that's
it?
a good
Sure.
festival. That is, and
That's really good.
missed it
Man.
the last couple of years. To be fair,
It's unique, man. It's the fact that the town itself is the festival.
yeah.
And there's
it's
so
great.
many
Blues
pubs
takes
everywhere.
over the town, man. It's like
So it's just like all in
in
different
all
pubs.
the pubs,
Yeah,
and
all
in
the
the
pubs got
streets.
music
You know,
on.
you got street
Right.
performers, everything, man.
They're doing that in Birmingham in December.
Yeah.
Sonic Wave Festival. I don't know if you heard of that. Yeah, it's just like loads of venues in Digbeth, like loads of pub venues,
Yeah.
gig venues, man. I like stuff like that.
Yeah, I
It's
do.
good,
I
man.
love something. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can just turn up and there's all sorts of stuff going on. You
Yeah,
can just
man.
wander around and meet people, you know, a few beers
Yeah,
and whatnot,
yeah,
and
yeah.
just see what happens and
Yeah,
listen to
man.
music.
Yeah.
There's nothing better, is there?
Oh, I
Like,
know.
live
I
for
love
it,
that.
like.
Even if I don't know bands and that, like, or not into the bands,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
live music.
It's the atmosphere and what it creates as well, and you just never know who you're going to bump into.
I just love that atmosphere.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's the festival vibe, eh? Like it's a great thing.
So, like, your next gig is next week, 20,
A week Saturday.
26th or 9th, was it?
25th,
5th,
25th.
sorry.
Saturday the 25th.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
said this is out on Sunday. Yeah, it's next Saturday.
Yeah.
This Saturday coming.
So, yeah. So, stay tuned for that, and tickets are all on your socials and stuff like that. So now let's talk about like where can you, like, for people that don't know, where can you access your music? Like,
I think we're on everything. Spotify, I think we're on Apple Music somewhere.
Yeah, YouTube.
It's on Facebook,
Yeah,
YouTube,
You know the what's it, premium?
Yeah,
YouTube Premium.
all the streaming services. It's on all of them, I think, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got most of our materials on YouTube. You know, just the usual YouTube, and some of our older material as well. Like, but yeah, for all our up to date stuff, is Spotify and all, you know, all that kind of stuff.
You go on YouTube as well. We had a music video for the last tune.
Yeah, it's on
Nature.
Facebook as well for Nature.
It's a good video.
Our
That
First
goal.
time we've done a video as well, so
I might actually put a bit of that on the YouTube show.
That was just us going into the hills with a GoPro and seeing what happened.
Yeah.
It was fucking cool.
It sort of works. It was regular cool. Is what it was.
Oh,
It was a
normal
we
had a lot of fun doing it.
yeah.
Especially the sheep munch.
Yeah, it was good video, man. I really like that. So, like, have you got any future plans?
Loads, man, loads. Just keep going at it as much as we can. Like, we want to create new music. We want to record new music. We want to get gigs. We want to work on our live shows. Get another video out there at some stage, maybe. You know, just keep doing everything we need to do to get us as known as possible. And, you know, hopefully we get some gigs booked for next year.
Yeah.
I mean, I just love festivals, man.
Man.
Big or small. Like, so if we can get on a couple of festivals again for next year, we played a couple this year, just small ones, but just really enjoy them. Like, it's brilliant.
Is there anything else you like that hasn't been mentioned in the show so far, and you like to add?
Be happy.
Everybody
Everybody be happy.
Yeah.
Be yourself.
So,
Listen to the music.
yeah. So now I'm going to talk about what I usually talk about with like loads of bands. Have you got any like recommended independent bands? You know, and
Well, obviously,
to play.
a lot of bands we've played with in the past have stuck with me quite a lot. We've mentioned a few of them already. Jack Fletcher Band, we've known them for years. Oscar, we've already mentioned. But the Paper Boys, give them a little shout out because he got us that Regfest gig a few weeks
got
ago.
us playing at Regfest, and we played a gig with the Piper Boys in the Brummie Band. We played with them in Birmingham in June, was it? I think that was the first gig we played since lockdown, since it all started opening up again, and it was a good gig.
Yeah.
We supported them, and it was a good gig. First time I've seen them play, and yeah, they've been going quite a while. I think them lads, but they've got some tunes out there. They're a good established band, like.
So I'll play a few of their stuff now.
Yeah.
So I'll play a bit of Oscar, a bit of Jack Fletcher.
solution, baby. Love is all around. You just don't see through the confusion lately. The lights are burning out, and you can't find the real solution, baby. Love is all around. You just don't see through the confusion lately. Love is all around. Love is all around. Love is all around. Whilst I'm not blaming you, I could do with some luck, alright. I've been down on it lately, looking for a place to hide. You all arrive on cue to say you tried. I can't be left alone where my thoughts collide. I'm coming for you, I'm coming for you. What's in it for you? What's in it for you? Lady, look, are you busy? 'Cause you got what I need and I'm not where I wanna be. Lady, look, are you ready? Give me a sign, spend a little time on me. Pass me the wine, spend a little time on me. So I mix up the scene and try a new approach. Whereas you give a fuck, I think that you'll find I don't. I put my faith in the lady and see where it goes. I fall out of hope, but then I never know, never know. I'm coming for you, I'm coming for you. What's in it for you? What's in it for you? Lady, look, are you busy? 'Cause you got what I need and I'm not where I wanna be. Lady, look, are you ready? Give me a sign, spend a little time on me. Pass me the wine, spend a little time on me. I'm coming for you, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. What's in it for you? What's in it for you? I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. What's in it for you? What's in it for my time? You'll be the first to know when I'm ready to roll the dice. What's in it for you? What's in it for you? I'm coming for you, coming for you.
So now we're getting near to the end of the show, and it's been great having you guys on. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, no problem, man. It's always a pleasure,
Pleasure.
Yeah.
As always.
to talk about the music.
Yeah, man. And also, a reminder to people, get tickets for that gig on the 25th, Saturday. So, have you both got an inspiring quote for the audience to get
An
off
inspiring
to?
quote, I would just say, don't take yourself too seriously. Don't take life too seriously, and just
chill.
do what you enjoy, man. Listen
Just
to
remember-
music and enjoy life.
Yeah.
Just remember, the early bird may get the worm, but the second mouse gets the cheese. So it'll all be all right.
Well, that's a good.
I've never heard that one myself. Where'd you get that one from?
I don't know. I've never heard that before, but that's certainly
It's a
something
way to
new.
look at it, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
Don't
yeah.
always be first.
Yeah.
Take your time.
So thank you for joining me again. And have you got a song to suggest before we end?
Well, we've got to end with one of our own. Our other single, Dynamite.
Yeah.
Lively one. Get you off your feet, hopefully, in your living room or wherever you are.
All right. All right. Good night and take care.
You got a license to go where you wanna go this time, but don't waste time, because the river is about to run dry, and the kingdom is breaking tonight, and the king will light the fuse on the dynamite. Oh yeah, the silence in town, 'cause all the dodgy nightclubs I'm starting to close.